In this video, we are going to talk about rich versus poor mindset. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for our future updates. In this video, we will discuss the affluent versus poor mindset. So before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and press the bell to receive future updates. We frequently hear comparisons between the wealthy and the poor. The glories of the wealthy are contrasted with the plight of the poor. What, on the other hand, distinguishes a wealthy thinking from a poor mindset? Is it feasible to change it? So who exactly are we referring to when we speak of the rich and the poor? Is there a formal definition of either of these terms? Simply put, the answer is no. Here's an explanation of what I'm getting at. The most major differences between affluent and poor people can be observed in terms of thinking, outlook, and conduct. The affluent and poor are not only different in terms of how much money they have in their pockets, but they also think differently. People from upper and medium classes think differently than those of the lower and middle classes. Number 6. Rich people believe, I create my life. If you want to build money, you must believe that you have control over your life and that you create every minute of it, especially in your financial life. According to the World Bank, poor people prefer to play the victim role in their life rather than accept responsibility for their circumstances. True, the prevailing thought process of any victim is one of poor me, and the law of intention states that they literally receive what they seek. In this example, poor, as in financial ruin or despair. You should not only say it aloud, but also think it aloud if at all possible. The opportunity to provide this small challenge to thousands of people has been a joy for me, and hundreds of them have personally stated that it has made a huge difference in their life. Number 5. Attitude towards learning. People who have been fortunate are eager to learn new things. Bond, stock, and even real estate compound returns are not among the highest in the world. Instead, it comes in the form of money. It is the result of formal schooling. The vast majority of millionaires in the United States did not become so by happenstance. Rather, they learned and practiced the art of wealth accumulation. As they learn more and have more experience in the world, their understanding of how things works improves. Their earnings rise in direct proportion to how quickly they can link the dots. The wealthy are well aware that they do not possess complete information. The wealthy are not afraid to seek professional help. They understand that there is something to be gained from every circumstance and every individual. People from lower socioeconomic classes are hesitant to learn new things. People from lower socioeconomic groups are uninterested in education. They have a great desire for immediate fulfillment. They are understandably worried with their own image and what others think of them. As a result, they're dumb about what they don't know, detest hearing competing viewpoints, and become scared when confronted with a challenging circumstance. For people who live in poverty, being wealthy is a pipe dream. People prefer to assume that the affluent are either born wealthy, wicked, or exploit the poor rather than learning the truth about the wealthy. Because they lack the intellectual curiosity to research, they are completely unaware that their lifestyle choices have resulted in the majority of them becoming impoverished. Number 4. Attitude towards risk. People who are wealthy are more likely than those who are not to take risks. A wealthy person is more likely than a less fortunate one to take calculated risks. They can take risks with their investments since they have diverse range of assets. When given the option to invest in a startup, wealthy individuals are more inclined to assess the risks associated with the venture. If the forecast is correct, wealthy people will see this as an opportunity to enhance the amount of their riches even further. People who are poor are more likely than those who are wealthy to be risk-averse. A person who is poor is more likely to be risk-averse than a person who is healthy. For example, when given the option to invest in a company, persons from disadvantaged backgrounds are more likely to decline the offer. They do not view this as a chance to boost their financial wealth. As a result, people perceive a reduction in their available cash flow or disposable income. Number 3. Goals. Rich people think long-term. Poor people believe in short-term. People who are wealthy are more likely than those who are not to set long-term goals for themselves. Their grasp of the significance of long-term goals such as saving money for the future is well developed. The quantity of money saved by the wealthy is significant. Being laid off under COVID-19 would have no financial consequences in the case of a really wealthy individual. For example, who has set away money for unexpected costs. Low-income people set goals that are at best short-term in nature and at worst non-existent. They believe that long-term goals such as putting money aside for the future are unnecessary. The poor and working class are more prone than the middle class and upper middle class to live paycheck to paycheck. In some circumstances, a crisis may make it practically impossible to make ends meet for a short time. If a poor person loses his or her work, for example, during COVID-19, he or she will suffer greatly due to the lack of cash means. If this were to happen, life would become far more difficult. Number 2. Rich people expenditure versus poor people expenditure. The use of finances that are absolutely necessary. Instead of spending money on things they want, wealthy individuals spend their money on things they need. Consider the following example. When a wealthy person runs out of milk, he or she will go to Sainsbury and bring only one carton. A wealthy individual who does not need to spend money on a new phone would profit from having a fully functional phone because it would save money. When it comes to net worth, true affluent people are more concerned with the future than the present. Purchases made impulsively. Depending on their circumstances, poor individuals spend their money on both necessities and desires. A poor individual, for example, who runs out of milk will leave Sainsbury with more than simply a carton of milk. The poor must spend more than they earn in order to exist. They are preoccupied with current events rather than their financial status. People who live in poverty are self-conscious about their physical appearance. Number 1. Compounded interest works for the rich against the poor. The affluent have grasped a fundamental principle. Money creates money and money creates more money. This is a fundamental mental gap between the wealthy and the poor. When it comes to the wealthy, money is viewed as an opportunity, whereas for the poor, money is viewed as a source of income. Successful people, according to conventional thought, make money work for them. Instead of working and relying on income, a wealthy person would invest a portion of their earnings in the stock market. Compound interest works in the wealthy's favor. This is because it will eventually turn a $1,000 investment into a $10,000 investment. Finally, a wealthy person can opt not to work and instead live off the money generated by their investments. The wealthy, on the other hand, are more likely to work because they want to rather than because they need to. Poor people are frequently referred to as working for a living. They do not save any of it or invest it in anything. In the eyes of a person from a low-income family, $1,000 is nothing more than that. $1,000. The life of a poor individual is defined by living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of his or her day. At the very least, poor people spend all their earnings on things from the wealthy, regardless of whether they genuinely need them. It's the end of the month and they're at a loss for what to do. True poverty, on the other hand, occurs when people spend money they don't have, leading to credit card debt and other financial problems. Compound interest is harmful to the impoverished, since it may easily turn a $1,000 debt into $10,000. I hope you enjoyed our video. Please let us know in the comments area below. Thank you for being with us. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell before leaving. Thank you for watching.